Texas Math Mundo audience, are we in store for a special treat today? We have the Latexo High School Tiger Math Team in the house. Just recently, the 2022 Class 2A State Champions of Mathematics, but even more than that, a decade of dominance. For the last 10 years, the Latexo Tiger Math Team has dominated the math scene in Class 2A. A decade of dominance, 10 championships in a row. Today, we have the most recent addition of that team. And in addition to that, we have legendary coach, Miss Coach Audrey Cravens, in the house. They are going to provide us with a wonderful perspective on UIL. That right ahead. Let me take a moment and ask that if you enjoy this content, that you please hit the subscription button and the notification bell, that you smash that like button, and you make a comment below. It really helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. Let's spread this joy, let's spread this beauty to as many people as possible. The legendary Latexo High School Math Team, right ahead. My name is Saul Cantu, and this is Texas Math Mundo. Are we in store for an extraordinary treat today? We have the Latexo Tiger Math Team in the house. Recently, the state champions in Class 2A Mathematics, but even more so, they have a decade of dominance. The Latexo team has won the state title in mathematics for the last 10 years. Ms. Cravens, welcome.
Yeah, hello.
Team, welcome.
Hey.
Hi.
All right. Hey, so we're going to go ahead and introduce ourselves. When I call your name, if you'd please say your name and your grade level and an interest you have outside of UIL. Okay? All right. Ava.
Hi, my name is Ava Gerolds. I'm a senior, and I like art and drawing, too.
All right. Hussein.
Hi, my name is Hussein Assad. I'm a senior, and I am an avid reader.
All right. Mohammed.
Not to be a copycat, but I'm Muhammad Assad. I'm a sophomore, and I like to read as well.
All right. And Carter.
I'm Carter Tucker. I'm a sophomore, and I like solving Rubik's Cubes.
All right. How about you, Miss Cravens? When you're not busy coaching and teaching and all that time-consuming stuff, what do you enjoy doing?
Yeah, I'm Cravens, and I like raising my rabbits.
Rabbits. Interesting. Hey, congratulations, guys. Congratulations. State champions 2022. How does that sound, Miss Cravens, Coach Cravens?
I love it.
That's awesome, man. Congratulations. I want to ask you all about how you feel about this recently concluded state meet. Tell me what you think about your own performance and how you feel about being a state champion. Ava.
Well, I'm really happy for the team, and I'm so glad that we won. I know that my performance could have been better, but that's just me being kind of picky. So,
Hussein.
Yeah, I'm super proud. Sophomore year, I finally got to compete with my brother. I mean, it's been a dream of ours for all these years, and it was an amazing dream come true. So it was fantastic.
Awesome. Mohammed.
I absolutely love it, but I'm scared for next year because Ms. Cravens is making it 10 times harder. and all that.
And Carter.
I feel like the state test was really nice, especially compared to district and regionals, and I think we did pretty good.
All right. Hey, Mohammed, how's Miss Cravens going to make it harder?
I don't know. She knew that like we were new to McCurdy, and we didn't have all his topics down. And so this summer, next year, before SAC and all that, we're going to be learning quite a bit, and preparing for next year.
All right. Yeah. With the new director, man, those tests are much more statistics, a much harder test. I agree. Hey, Coach Cravens, what did you feel about the team's performance?
Well, I'm a little spoiled. I'm used to Larry White tests, and I'm used to having team scores in the 600, 700, and we didn't even get over 500. So, around my peers, I'm just kind of embarrassed. But as far as when I think about what the kids did, like Carter got over 100 points higher on state than he did on regional. And I know, McCurdy's test really, really kicked our butts. And we didn't know that. I knew he was going to teach the new topics, like the ones at the end of pre-cal, for instance, but I did not. And NA looked fine, and B looked fine. We had it under control, most of them over 200. And then when it hit district, the world changed and we were out of time. And we actually got help this year to help because at district it was so distressing. And I talked to Larry White, and he suggested and recommended that I get in touch with Javier and Juan, who are from the Education Academy.xyz. And I got a hold of them, and we had some tutoring sessions with them and some materials from them to help us learn the statistics and the polar and parametric and all that, rotating conics and stuff. And he helped us learn some of that, but my goodness, we need much more. And so we are going to be prepared next year.
Oh, all right. Well, you're still state champions, you know what I'm saying? So that says something. I do want to ask you a very unfair question. This is the latest state championship team of 10, a whole decade's worth of dominance. How does this team compare to the previous state champion teams?
Well, I will tell you one thing for sure. It's much better than the one that was almost all girls, because my goodness, coaching a team of girls is different than coaching a team that's predominantly boys. And I love I love being with the boy teams better. I don't like that drama. And my first team, I was so brokenhearted when they graduated, and the year we went to state, in 2012, we won that year. First time we'd been to state, we won that year, and then they graduated. And I squalled my eyes out. So I had to try my best not to get as emotionally attached to my next years of teams. And I think I've cut it off by about 15%. But I can't help myself. I just love every team I have. When it becomes a new team, I love it. So it just works that way.
Absolutely. I do want to ask each of the kids about the team chemistry and perhaps what they feel their role on the team is. So Ava, tell me about team chemistry and what your role on the team was this year.
Well, I have the official title of team captain, but there's no, I'm kind of more quiet. So the Assads kind of talk a little bit more, and then me and Carter kind of flip back and forth throughout the year. So there wasn't really a main leader.
The Assads, how do you all feel about the team chemistry, and what was your roles on the team?
You don't understand, man. It is fun having my brother on team. The constant jokes. We have our own chemistry, and don't get me wrong, I love our team, Carter, Ava. They're fantastic. But being able to sit next to my brother and get all these problems done, it is something else.
That must have been special. That must have been really
special.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was really worried we weren't going to make it to state and I wouldn't share this memory with him. But thankfully we did. And honestly, I couldn't have picked two better people to spend it with other than Carter and Ava. they really did make it special. Ava says she's quiet, but you have to see them. They are super funny, super funny.
Funny. Hey, Carter, what do you think about the team chemistry and your role on the team?
I guess I'm second chair, and it is a lot of fun being around the other teammates. It's like, especially playing games like Monopoly. It's pretty fun.
Awesome, Carter. Awesome. Now, Coach Cravens, how do you recruit these guys? How do you, year after year, get top caliber, state caliber students to join the Latexo Math Team? Aren't y'all just a small country town? Where are they coming from?
Yeah, it is a very small area. When I was growing up here in this same area, we didn't even have a McDonald's. The best thing we had was a Dairy Queen. It's grown. We have a McDonald's now, but it's not that big. And Latexo, which is on like 10 minutes from that Crockett, is even smaller. We have a gas station. And I don't know. I spy on the kids. I'm very much like a hawk. I start talking to the teachers from the younger grades. I look at their star scores. I don't pay as much attention to their grade average because that hasn't been as good of a predictor, but I just spy on them and learn about them from their teachers. And then I approach them usually in the hallway when they can't get away from me. And I'm very, very sweet, honey sweet at the very beginning. And I think they're proud to be approached by me, but in the beginning they were most of them were just super shy, geeks. And I think they're a little scared of me in the beginning, but I try to be sweet. And then after I get them addicted to competing, and then it's so much easier to get them addicted to competing when we're winning, and they get to be a part of the team when they're younger that is winning. And so it makes them that much more pliable, I have to say. But then the real me comes out and they see that I am excruciatingly hard.
So what kind of practice regiment do you submit these young students to?
Oh my gosh. We don't have school on Fridays anymore, so we get a 3-day weekend. Well, they have to come to school for 4 hours every Friday.
Wow.
And we have anywhere from 1 hour to 2 hours of practice every day of the Monday through Thursday week. We have summer practices. We have mandatory videos or online things that they have to learn all summer long. Like this summer, they're going to be learning at least a third of AP statistics this summer before we get back to school. And then we have all different kinds of things that we actually do, but it is also a lot of drill and kill and speed drills but this year it's been learning new material. And that's been mostly what it's been this year.
Well, your methods have proven to be very successful for over a decade, so it's hard to argue with success. Awesome. I do want to ask the individual students about their own personal study habits. Ava, what are your own personal study habits?
Well, after you get home from 1 or 2 hour practices, there's not much time left in the day. I mean, in the time that I do have, I like to play with the tests a little bit and I learn it better if I try to figure out the problems on my own before like talking about it with the class. So I guess that's my main thing.
All right. How about you, Hussein?
Well, I think the other team members and Ms. Cravens can attest to the fact that I think I study the least of our entire group. I'm not too big on the math thing. I do enjoy studying with the group, but after school, I tend to do my other work and read without Ms. Cravens knowing.
Hey, Mohammed, how about you? What are your personal study habits?
Well, being a sophomore, Ms. Cravens is putting a lot of, giving us me and Carter a lot of work after school, even after the practices, 1 or 2 hours. So there's not much studying. It's more like getting all her work done.
Okay.
That's more like homework.
Yeah. And Carter, what are your personal study habits?
After doing all the packets that she assigns, if there's any time left, I usually study note cards or any of the questions I missed on the test and try to work out some of the hard ones before class the next day.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And all this hard work, I'm pretty sure it translates into higher SAT scores, better AP scores, translate into better preparedness for the next level of college. So, Ms. Cravens, I really applaud your exacting standards, and you hold them to a certain standard for sure.
Did I don't know. I haven't told you, but or you didn't ask me, but I will say that since way back in 2012, every single team member has scored no lower than the 97th percentile on their SAT or ACT mathematics portions, just because they do so much math. I mean, they're very intelligent as well, but they practice it all the time,
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and that translates into dollar signs, believe it or not. That does translate into scholarships and dollar signs, and that's great. I'm a longtime coach, so I completely understand you, Coach Cravens. I completely understand you. So I do want to ask the students, how did you get into competitive UIL mathematics? And as you explain that, please give a shout out to any of the adults or teammates that played a critical role in your success. Okay, Ava.
So I actually didn't come to the school until sophomore year, and I didn't really have a choice to getting into math. Ms. Cravens found out that I was coming to the school, and she just kind of drugged me into her room and showed me her scores and said, "This is what you're going to do." But I definitely like it a lot now, and I guess I have her to thank for that, and my mom for also telling me to come to the school too. So.
Yeah, parents are often unsung heroes, so I'm glad you made a shout out to it. But sometimes they're not appreciated until later years, so great shout out. Hussein.
I actually wasn't supposed to be on the math team. I joined as a replacement in 8th grade because she didn't have enough people for the junior high mathematics UIL team. But once I got in, I realized how important math was going to be for my future, especially since I'm going into medicine and it's such an important field to study. Math is heavily implemented in the studies of medicine. And I want to shout out first my English teacher, my 8th grade English teacher. If it wasn't for her letting me skip her class that day, I wouldn't be sitting here with y'all today. And I want to shout out my parents. They're constantly assisting us with our work. They don't really understand the math portions, but they do understand stress. And they've always kind of coaxed us and relaxed us into doing it. So I want to shout them out. Awesome. And my brother, good motivator.
Awesome. Mohammed.
Well, as Ms. Craven said, she gets you in the hallways, catches you unsuspected, and then it's a slow process from there. You go to one practice, then you realize I'm sort of good at this. Maybe I can do this. And then second practice, and a third, and a fourth, until you make it to your sophomore year when you're going to state. But then the difficulty is so high and the stress level is high, and that's why I want to give a shout out to my parents who, when I wanted to quit, they were there. They said, just stick it out. There's a future in this, and there's something you're really good at. So just give it.
And Carter.
Similar to how Ms. Craven said, she pulled out, I guess, me and a few other classmates and started teaching us stuff like geometry and in Algebra 1, stuff we wouldn't even be learning until the next year. And I guess after I went to a few practices, it turned out to be pretty fun, despite all the work I had to do.
Hey, so Coach Cravens, would you like to make any shout-outs? Is there a supportive admin team, any other adults to help you? Any shout-outs you'd like to make?
All right. Well, I wouldn't have ever even conceived that I could take a team to state or regionals or anything. I just thought about taking them to district and hopefully they'd get first, second, or third, I mean, not even really first, but, But my best friend, who is currently my principal now, it's Kim Watson. She is literally the queen bee of UIL. I mean, she is. And she kept she was taking kids to state in like poetry and prose and extemp and current events and stuff. And she kept saying, when are you going to bring a team? And I'm like, I'm not. But she pushed me and pushed me and pushed me. And so we started going to state. So first and foremost, her. I will also say my admin has been very supportive, starting with Mr. Tucker, who I went to back in 2011, I think. We won in 2012 for the first time. And I said that we really needed, these other teams had these fancy calculators, and we really needed a set of those. And that was the TI-89. And he bought them for us, just like that. And I really appreciate that. Since then, every administration we've had has supported our Math UIL program, every single one. I even went to one board meeting one time and told them that they ought to get us a sign out on the road, a billboard. And they got us a billboard finally, after like 9 years or something. It was really nice. But every single year we win, I go to the board meeting with the team so they can congratulate us. And instead of just leaving it at that, I always start pushing for more money for UIL. And this year, I'm asking for a lot of money for UIL. So I really appreciate that. I will say, additionally, this year, I have leaned on Javier Garcia. I have never had anyone I could lean on before. And I don't feel comfortable all the years. I've never had anyone that I could go to with questions. And recent years, now I can go with Coach Taylor from Sabine, or I have some other real good friends that are my coaches also. But the Education Academy, .wx.xyz or whatever it is, with Javier, he has really helped me. It's like I've been able to go back to college to learn some, because I wasn't even intending on being a high school math teacher. I just took the test to be able to teach it. I was wanting to be an elementary teacher. And so I appreciate all those people. Ken Walker also helped us a lot this year. Coach Taylor helped us a lot this year on getting my calculator team started, because I had never even heard of RPN. Yeah, RPN. I had never even heard of that for trying to get the calculator team started. And I have a lot of people to be thankful for. My mother doesn't help me very much, because she tells me, you ought to be ashamed of yourself making those kids come up here and practice on Saturday. Blah, 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 blah. But she supports us too.
Absolutely, and you're pushing them to excel. I will mention that I've heard magnificent things about Javier Garcia and the Education Academy. I know Keith Taylor, and I know how great he is and willing to help. There's usually a very supportive cast of people willing to help fellow coaches. I do want to push my Discord. I have a Discord app so that no one is truly ever isolated. If you ever have any difficulties with, even me, I stumble across problems. I put it in my Discord. It seems within minutes, some brilliant kid across the state is sending an answer. So just so you know, but yes, it's nice to feel connected, especially in this digital age. To be connected is awesome.
I hadn't heard of the Discord app. I'm not real tech savvy, but I will get my kids to help me find that.
I'll send you a link.
Good. Send me a link. Yes, thank you.
And the kids can join. There's a little bit of trolling that happens, but there's a lot of math that happens. It's a lot of a lot of top tier kids are on there. So I want to ask about rivalries, either statewide or locally. Who are your rivalries? Ava, did you have any rivalries in the state?
No, not really. I mean, we've had rivalries with schools like more in the past, and Miss Cravens could probably talk more about that. Like we have a sundown shirt hanging on our wall and stuff like that. And of course, Nicholas Ellison is really talented, so there's always the goal of reaching his level,
Yeah, and who's the other senior? Is that a Hussein?
Yeah, Hussein.
And how about the rivalries you had this past 4 years?
Well, I wouldn't say I had any specific rivalries, but this past year we had a very professional and fun rivalry with Sabine, the kids at Sabine. We were always testing against each other, seeing our scores, see who'd be better and stuff. And it was a lot of fun. They'd test and we'd test, and we'd show each other problems that we didn't understand. And that rivalry was more of a friendship, but it was very competitive. And I think that really boosted our scores this year.
Wow, yes. And the underclassmen, which would be Mohammed and Carter, So what do you think about the next couple years? How strong is the team going to be? You have any rivalries you're watching out for? Mohammed?
Carter, do you want to answer that? Or
Sure. Well, I guess our biggest rivalry is Nicholas Ellison, and it definitely surprised me when he got like a 300 on some of these virtual challenge meets. I think he will be a challenge individually next year at state.
All right. How about you,
but
Coach? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mohammed.
I do think that our team will be up to par. I do believe that we can beat him these next couple of years. Will be me and Carter and some of the calculator kids will be joining us on the math team. And I feel like it may be really difficult, but our team will win, I hope, next year.
All right, all right. It's always good to have a target. When competition drives us to excel, we all win. We all win. Hey, Coach, anybody on your radar for the next couple of years?
Nicholas Ellison obviously is on my radar, even though I walked up to him at the state meet and introduced myself and told him how proud I was of his score. And I really do hope that he can come to the Sabine camp and learn some more, get some more connections. He is our biggest rival, and his coach is retiring. And like the other kids on the team in Woodsboro only make like in, 50s or 70s. So we're not worried about them as a team next year unless they get a good coach. Yeah. And maybe someone out there wants to go coach him and wants to apply at that school. I don't know. I would actually love it if we had another school close to us again, because I found that we did better on the years when we had close scores. In the past, our biggest rival ever was Lindsay. And in 2011, they beat us out by getting wild card and going to state in 2011, and we didn't get to go by 8 points. Wow. And then 2012, we were wild card when we went into state, and then we ended up beating them at state. And one time, I accidentally congratulated their coach on winning, because I miscalculated the points. Like I turned around in the grading room in state and told her congratulations. And that didn't go over very well because it ended up being us that won. But I didn't do it purposely, but they were a huge rival. And then after them, Sundown was a huge rival as well. Not as many years as Lindsay was, but definitely they were close to us.
Awesome. So I do want to ask the seniors and then the underclassmen, but the seniors, one, tell me your favorite UIL memory, and then tell me where you're going to be next year if you know. Ava.
So Ms. Cravens did mention that she likes rabbits a lot. So we actually brought one to a meet and nobody knew about it, but we did have it, and we fed it and everything, and it was there. And next year I'm going to Rice.
Oh, Rice. Oh, you'll be in Houston. All right. How about you, Hussein?
My favorite memories from freshman year. My brother had basketball practice early in the mornings before school, so I'd have to come to school with him. And Miss Cravens was there every morning, and I'd sit in her classroom, and we'd just have an hour-long conversation about my future, my feelings, how I was dealing with school, and she was always super supportive, and that really did help my mental health at that point. And that's easily my favorite memory as a whole in UIL. Yeah, and I'm going to UT Austin next year. I'm pre-med.
Oh, wow. Good luck to both of you guys. Now, underclassmen, Mohammed, what's your favorite memory so far?
My favorite memories gotta be when we spend a night like for state and regionals at a hotel, because the night after the test, the night before the test, we have this curfew. We spend all day studying. Then at 10 o'clock exact, everybody's got to be in bed, and then Miss Cravens comes and checks. But after the test, the night after the test, everybody comes into this one room. We play games, Monopoly, watch movies, have a great time. So that's got to be my favorite memory.
Awesome. And
I'm still going to Latexo.
What's that?
I'm still going to Latexo next year.
Awesome. And Carter, your favorite memory?
Just like Muhammad said, I really like the days, the day after the test, like at regionals and state when we stay overnight. It's a lot of fun, like watching movies or playing games with the other team members, especially after or if we win.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Hey, Coach, do you have a favorite memory throughout the years?
I just have to say my favorite memory was just the relationship that I had with my first team that I told you I've drawn back about 15%. So there's been no team that I've gotten quite as attached to as I did to that one. And as far as an individual memory, I don't know. I remember one time I was driving in a parking lot at a school, and Danny Byrne, who was on the first team, started opening the door repeatedly, opening the door. And I took off my shoe and started hitting him, not in his lap. I'll just say I started hitting him in his lap because, I mean, we were going to have a wreck. And that was terrible. He was playful. He reminds me of Assad. Assad is very playful.
Funny. All right, so 2022 state champions, man. That's so impressive, guys. And I know you have at least that one medal, but you probably have several medals, especially the seniors. I don't know if they were part of the previous championship teams or not. So what I want to ask, first, tell me where you're going to keep that gold medal. And two, I'd like you, as state champions, I'd like you to give some advice to some of your peers or younger students. So Ava, where are you going to keep that medal, and what advice can you offer a young kid?
I think based on the effort that Ms. Cravens' team's put in, definitely we're hoping for more championships. But just the only advice I could give is not to like give up on it, because it does get really hard, especially like when it gets really intense near state. So as long as you stick with it, it's rewarding even beyond winning state. It's just in studying for other subjects and getting into college and things like that.
Awesome. Hussein, where do you plan to keep those gold medals, and what advice can you offer a youngster?
My gold medals, I actually don't know where any of my medals are. After every competition, I come home and put it around my mom's neck, and she just takes it and she puts it wherever. So those are her medals. It's her hard work. But the advice I would give, I've noticed over the years, I've been with Ms. Cravens for around 5-6 years now. So I've noticed all throughout this time that a lot of her students, a lot of her teammates or team members, they get focused on their scores a lot, and they just worry about the next score they're going to get, constantly worrying, and they choose to, or sometimes they ignore all the good things happening around them, and those memories instead turn into little stressful recaps of the things they had to do. And I think the advice I'd like to give is don't get too focused on the math. It is very important, but the relationships you're building while you are learning that math, those memories, those are going to go way further in the future than the math itself will.
Awesome. How about you, Mohammed? Where you do you do the same? Hey, aren't mamas great? Hussein? Mamas are great. Hey, Mohammed, where are you going to keep your medals, and any advice you can offer?
Well, this is my first time ever winning something this huge, state. Well, so I'm going to keep my medal. I do keep my medal close to me. Well, figuratively, not literally. I have on my mother's dressing table, and I don't know, once in a while, I see it passing by, and it reminds me of that hard work, the hours we put in. But the advice I'd like to give younger kids is that if you do join math, which you should, stick it out. It gets hard. A lot of time it gets hard, and you just feel like quitting, but stick it out because it's so worth it in the end.
Don't get on Miss Cravens' bad side is what he means.
Right. Hey, Carter, where are you going to keep your medal, and what advice can you offer?
My mom usually keeps all my medals also. I guess all of them since junior high. I would suggest to learn a variety of subjects in math instead of just focusing on a few, like calculus, parametric equations. They tie into physics. Probability and statistics are closely related. Just a variety will help you learn a lot.
And moms are great, man. Moms are great. Coach Cravens, I want you to give two groups of people some advice. I want you to give students some advice, and then after that, fellow coaches some advice. How do you establish such a successful program? So first, please give some advice to some students, please.
Real quick, I do want to say, since they mentioned it, Assad's mother has been terrific, and I take away all 4 of her kids from her for hours at a time, where our school goes till 4:15 even, and then I have the kids for hours. So I definitely want to say their mother is a jewel. As far as advice for students, I'm like you. Math is where the money is. I mean, I'm not saying you have to go to school after you graduate, go into school in math, but it's one of the things that fewer people are able to do. So there's just by process of elimination, there's the opportunity to make more money and be more successful in that. And to me, if you can make a lot of money, I'm not talking about having extravagant cars or anything, but if you can make a lot of money, then if you want to stay home when your children are little or something, you have that freedom, so I really, especially to the girls, I would say that. That's what I would say to the other coaches. And if you need help, don't let your pride get in the way. Join together with a group like Coach Taylor has in Sabine, or get in touch with like Javier, like I've said, and try to learn more. Get help if you can. And then for the students, I would say quit reading all those books, Hussein, and no, don't worry about those relationships. Stay in math, stay hard in math, go all the time, and stay in UIL, stay in both.
Miss Cravens and I have constant arguments over our priorities in math UIL.
We even made a bet, and the bet was that if I broke my diet, he got to read during the weekdays, and if he broke and read during the weekdays, then I got to eat. And I ended up losing over 40 pounds, and he didn't get to read at all during the week.
Beautiful stuff. Funny. All right, so the Latexo team. I'm going to ask for any final words or parting thoughts as we conclude this interview. Ava, any final words or parting thoughts?
Just for any other students, I guess, just to keep going for it, because it's really going to help more ways than one.
Absolutely. Hussein, final words or parting thoughts?
You might hate your coaches over the time. You might learn to hate them for all they push you, but don't forget to look at how hard they're working behind you. I know sometimes I forget, and when I do realize how hard Miss Cravens works behind us, it just grows this respect and love for her. And I think that's very healthy in the relationship that we've had as teacher and student.
Absolutely. How about you, Mohammed?
Parting thoughts, just to the younger kids that are joining math. You should, stick with it. Like I said before, it gets hard, but just stick with it.
All right. And Carter?
I guess for all the students watching, definitely stick with UIL. It is beneficial despite all the hard work it is, not only in high school, but in college too.
Absolutely. Coach, any final words or parting thoughts?
Yes, actually, I would like to say everyone who can, you can email you or on your channel. I'm sure you could put a printout of it, and follow the link. Sign up for the math camp this summer. There's 2 of them in Sabine in June. Right now it's 14th and 15th and 13 and 12, 13, 14, something like that. It's coming up in like 2 weeks. Sign up and go to that camp and get together with other people that are like you and that push you to excel.
And there's going to be an all-star cast at that camp.
Oh, gosh, yes. Larry White, McCurdy, Javier, and Juan, plus all the other people they normally have. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. So it's an all-star cast. Can't go wrong. That's going to be something to look forward to. Absolutely. Hey, Latexo, man, what a dynasty. That's a dynasty. The Latexo team, a decade of dominance. It's a dynasty. I do want to take a moment, wish Ava good luck at Rice, going to be a proud Owl. I want to wish Hussein good luck at UT, going to be a proud Longhorn. Good luck, seniors. Sophomores. The other two, Carter, you're a sophomore? And Mohammed's a sophomore, right? So I'll be paying attention to your scores. I want to wish you all good luck. I'll be following you guys. I just want to say I really appreciate you sharing the Latexo story. So many people have heard, Latexo, 10 years of dominance. You all are a dynasty. If there's ever was a dynasty in UIL. So UIL Mathematics. Ms. Cravens, I can't express enough appreciation for you putting this together, getting your students involved, and sharing such a beautiful and wonderful perspective. Thank you very much, Ms. Cravens. I really appreciate it. Cool.
Thank you.
Awesome. And so I'm sure our paths will cross many times in the future. Till then, I want to wish you good luck and a farewell, guys. Farewell.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
What a wonderful, fantastic perspective from the most recent edition of the legendary Latexo High School Math Team. I want to give a special thanks to Coach Cravens for getting that together and sharing such a beautiful story, such a beautiful perspective with my audience. The Latexo High School Tiger Math Team, they look to be major players in the future as well. Thank you, Coach Cravens. I appreciate it. All right, let me take a quick moment and ask that if you enjoy this content, that you please hit the subscription button and the notification bell, that you smash that like button, and that you leave a comment below. It really helps me with the YouTube algorithm. Let's spread this joy, let's spread this beauty to as many people as possible. I have many wonderful, beautiful, fantastic things ahead for this channel, and I really appreciate your support. My name is Saul Cantu, and this is Texas Math Mundo. Farewell.